guys, it is Tanya and welcome back to the channel. Happy Monday, everybody. It's Monday today. I'm getting so confused. I haven't recorded anything in a while. I had a very long 5-day weekend for Thanksgiving and now I'm back. And so I'm really behind on a lot of videos, but I'm really excited to be building this house because it's a limited pack build and I really like doing those. So that's what we're doing today. This build only uses base game, seasons, and get famous, and it is set in Del Sol Valley. You'll probably see me make a couple of mistakes here and there with different packs, but I assure you I've deleted all items that I mistakenly placed from other packs, and this is on the gallery using only those 3 games. So yay for limited pack builds. If you have any other suggestions for limited pack builds, please comment those down below because I'd love to do some more. But this one just kind of fell into place because I was thinking base game and get famous, but I needed the seasons door. So I was like, you know what? A lot of people would probably have seasons as well because that's such a big game. And I don't think I've ever done a limited pack build that was more than 1 or 2 packs. So being like base game or base game plus 1 item or 1 pack. So doing base game plus 2 expansion packs I thought was kind of a different one to do. So I hope you guys do like this and that a decent amount of you guys can download this since, you know, I didn't let myself go completely crazy and use every pack that's available, which is what I normally do because I have fun doing that. So yeah. Limited pack build, yay! We're making this house pretty large. It ends up being a 4-bedroom, 4-bathroom house coming in at about 115,000 simoleons, and it also has a playroom. So I imagine there's quite a few children living in this house, which I thought was kind of fun to do. And it's an interesting color scheme and has a lot of different wood tones throughout it. But I had fun with it. But before we get into the rest of that, I just wanted to say thank you guys so much for the support over the last couple of videos, and welcome to the channel to all of the new people that have joined us over the last few days. It's been overwhelming, the amount of support and growth over the last couple of days, and I just wanted to thank you guys so very much and welcome. This week is going to be a lot of Let's Plays, kind of, because I'm trying to be wrapping up Parenthood. On Wednesday, we're going to kind of combine the ending of that all into one day in one episode. And then I'm probably going to have a couple of parts that get famous this week. But if you're here for the builds, I'm hopefully going to finish a large build that I started in the Pinnacles in Del Sol Valley last week. And I keep putting it off. I just keep putting it off. And that's because it has 7 bedrooms and I don't want to furnish it. But you know, that'll probably be coming out on Friday, and then I have a collab on Saturday. I also have another collab later this month, so there's going to be a lot of fun. Actually, I have 2 other collabs later this month. Oh my goodness, I forgot about that one already. All right, so I have 3 collabs coming up this month, which is really exciting. I love working with other simmers. It's so much fun getting to know more people and working with talented builders, particularly because they're all build collabs, I believe. Yeah, they are. So that's really exciting. Be hyped for that. Hopefully we will be able to introduce you guys to a couple of new simmers. And that should be kind of fun. I love starting something and having somebody else finish it, or vice versa, or combining efforts to build something, or building whole neighborhoods. Oh, so much fun. I love The Sims so much, and being a part of this community and being able to chat with other people that feel the same way and work with other people who also really enjoy this game is just so rewarding and amazing and so much fun. But anyway, I hope everyone that was in America or is in America had a fantastic Thanksgiving. I know I'm pretty wiped out from the weekend. Like I said, I took a 5-day weekend from work. I didn't play Sims at all or work on my channel at all. Because I had to travel to over 200 miles for Thanksgiving. So, and I drove that. So that was fun. But I'm home now. I'm relaxing. I have just today off because today's Monday when you're seeing, it's Monday for me now too, but it's 2:46 a.m. But I'm off today, so I'm just going to be relaxing today, playing some Sims and recording some videos, which I'm really excited to go ahead and do because it's been nice after this relaxing weekend. Although, I did a lot because I went Black Friday shopping and I got quite a few things, one of which I talked about on Twitter, or I might have mentioned, yeah, I talked about it on Twitter. So Petco had half off on because I'm that cool person that on Black Friday goes to Petco. That was my place of choice. They had they'd half off on dog crates, and I don't have a dog, but I really needed a dog crate because I've been thinking about for a while buying a large dog crate for my rabbit so that I could add a second floor to it. And she's making noise. She's in it right now, like having so much fun. We custom made a second floor in it out of wood so that she can kind of have a loft, and she seems to be enjoying it quite a bit. But that's one of the things I did this weekend, which, took up a lot of time. And it's nice to just sit down and relax. That's all over with, and play some Sims. But this is the kitchen. It's a fairly simple design, and I was going to go with these really orangey red or reddish brown cabinets and countertops, but I did go ahead and change those out off camera later on to a darker wood, which will match the wood that we end up using in the dining room, which you'll see momentarily. But I kept the same layout. I just changed the swatch on those cabinets and countertops to match the rest of the house a little bit better. But I do really like this color. It just didn't match everything else, and it was hard to find other things that had that swatch on it. Unfortunately, I really wish we had like universal swatches across a bunch of items. Like some could have extra swatches that fit those things better, but I wish we had like, I don't know, a core set of like 5 to 10 swatches that every item had, because that would be fantastic. But I don't think that's ever going to happen, but that would be something really cool. But we're just adding some clutter in here, the same kind of stuff, because we don't have a lot of my go-to items, which are from Parenthood, and I think there might be 1 or 2 things from Cool Kitchen stuff, but a lot of the stuff I use is not base game I didn't use Cats and Dogs, base game, Seasons, or Get Famous, which is what it was limited to. So this kitchen is very, very base game, and with the exception of the rug, and then like the living room and the dining room or at least the living room has a lot of Seasons in it. It's just like, you can see where the limitations were, but there are a lot of nice items from all of those packs. It was just kind of nice because I tend to get stuck in a rut of using the same items over and over, and some of those items I didn't have access to in this build, so it was nice to like choose different things. But some of those items I did have access to, and boy did I use them. And I used some of my favorite color schemes, but I also used some color schemes I don't typically use, so I feel like this house has a variety of colors in it. And I think my favorite bedroom in the house is, I made a teenager's room, which is purple and black and like very like glam, and I really, really liked it. Anyway, we're going to change the color scheme in this dining room in a moment, because I realized I started doing this and I was like, I just did this color scheme in a build. What am I doing? Because I just want to use the new items so much. And so I go through the swatches and I'm like, ooh, I like this one. And I'm like, oh, I just used that one. Never mind. So we went for a green color scheme in here, which is a color combo that somebody had suggested recently, which I believe was green, beige, and white maybe, and we definitely used that color scheme in here. And then this living room ends up being very like beige, and I quite liked that though, because I like toned down colors in living spaces or like shared spaces in a house, whereas I like the bedrooms to be a little bit more colorful and full of personality. So that's kind of what we did here. I did a mixture of the Space Game couch with some of the couches and armchairs that came with Seasons, and just adding some plants in that lovely coffee table that came with that Caribbean update, which was fantastic. And now my cat is screaming in the background, so thumbs up for that. I hope you guys don't hear that, but if you do, that's my cat. He cries for no reason. Anyway, we're just adding some clutter on the table. I believe we just add these books. And I tried my best to cut out most of the me aimlessly scrolling through things for very long periods of time, but I might have missed some of it, so apologies if there's any of that left in this build. We're just going to add a painting over on the wall here, and then on the side of the living room closer to the door, we end up adding a bookcase and then a desk with a computer on it. I didn't want to add a full-on office. I had thought about it, but I decided that this other room towards the back, which could have been an office, would be a playroom. And typically when I build a house before I actually, like when I'm working on the floor plan, I'll throw a random item in that room that kind of to me is like, oh, that's what this room is. So there's a desk in there to begin with, but then it doesn't end up being an office. I do that a lot because otherwise if I take a break and step away and make dinner or whatever I do and come back to it, I sometimes don't remember what the rooms I had like planned for them to be. So I find that very, very helpful. But this is the playroom and it's very colorful. We end up using that dinosaur wallpaper in here. I'm just grabbing a bunch of items at first and adding a toddler potty to the bathroom because I do anticipate a toddler in this house. There's a toddler bedroom. I also have the high chair at the table. So I prepared for that. Unlike the many times where I put half of the items you need for a cat or a dog, but not the other half. And so, I prepared for this child, unlike the dogs and cats I did not prepare for in many of my other builds. And that was my rabbit again. So, the noises are going to continue and there's not much I can do about it when she's wide awake. But yeah. So we are going to be going upstairs here and working on this little hallway, nothing too crazy. And then the master bedroom, which is huge. It's so big. And I thought about like combining some chairs and stuff with the headboard, but I decided against it in the end and just wanted to use this headboard because I actually really, really like it, but I'm trying not to overuse the new items. But I feel like that's going to be happening for at least a couple more weeks since this pack is still very new. But of course, I'm going to be using old favorites as well and trying to use some newer things as well. Thank you to everyone that left color scheme ideas on a couple of videos ago when I asked about it. I'm trying to think. It was that modern recluse build, I believe, is the one I asked, which was that little like sort of mid-century / kind of more regular modern house that was on the top of a hill in Oasis Springs. That one was really fun to do, and I really appreciated all of the color scheme suggestions because I think that was the house that I asked for suggestions on, if I'm remembering correctly. And I will be hopefully incorporating some of those sometime soon. Some of the suggestions I got though were a little out there, and I feel like those would work good for like a single bedroom or maybe an apartment, but maybe not a full house. But that house that I'm hoping to have later this week, which is 7 bedrooms, could probably benefit from some of those color schemes. So I'm going to be definitely looking through those comments to get some ideas. But this is the black and purple room. I tried so many different colors in here and different swatches, but I decided that a deep purple like this with the black bed would be great. And then we ended up adding the star mirror above the bed. I did end up using that mirror as well as like a mirror above a dresser, which I thought was really nice. I imagine the sim that lives in this room is maybe in drama club in high school. Like I imagine this is a teenager who's very into that kind of stuff, really wants to get somewhere with acting. And, they're still a teenager though. And I thought the room came out pretty cute. So there ends up being a teenager room and then there's a twin girls room. I mean, it could be a boys room, but I kind of imagine 2 girls being in that room. It's very like blue and pink. And then there is a toddler's room, which I don't know. It's very gender neutral. I have no idea. So I imagine teenage girl, twin children girls, and mysterious toddler, whoever you imagine having in this house. Of course, you can change those bedrooms to whatever you'd like them to be if you download this house, and it will be available on the Sims 4 gallery if you search Griffy or the hashtag MsGryphi, just like all of my other builds. I struggled with these windows. I couldn't get them to line up for some reason. They just kept being like, nope, I'm going to be a tiny bit higher up than the other one. And it was kind of frustrating. But these are the beds I used, which are from Seasons. Obviously, we only have a couple of different packs I can use in this limited pack build. And I really like these ones. And I've used them a few times, but for some reason, I don't use them that much. I think 4-post beds that have canopies and stuff, I feel like take up a little bit too much space or take up too little space when they're against a wall. I'm like, the room is so empty. And I feel like a lot of times in the middle of a room, they kind of are too tall for the space, if that makes sense. But I decided to use them here, and I added 2 little chairs as well. I figured they could hang out over there and do their homework together or read books together. I just thought it would be a nice, cozy place to hang out. I also forgot to mention that I cut out the bathrooms because this video was way too long with them in, but just adding a couple of more decorations in here, and then we will be finishing off with this toddler bedroom, which I think came out really, really cute. But I hope you guys did like this video. Like I said, it will be available on the gallery. That info is also in the description down below. But if you did like this video, please give it a big thumbs up. You can also subscribe to the channel if you're new here and you haven't already. I'd love to have you on board. And if you click that little bell, it'll turn on notifications so you'll be notified of every single time I upload a video so you won't miss out on anything. But we're just going to add a couple of shelves up here with some clutter objects on here to make this look like a real changing table. I was very limited on my ottomans and dressers because limited pack build, so I had to try some new stuff. But anyway, thank you guys so very much for watching. I will see you guys later this week for some more builds and tomorrow for some Let's Plays. Bye, everybody.